So if you're going to relegate someone, what do you do? Do you not? Does the 18th place not get relegated and they stay in the Premier League?
I would bring someone up from the Championship.
Or, yeah, like that's.
I'd bring an extra team up from Championship because at the end of the day, mate, you finish 18th, 19th, or 20th, you should be relegated. You deserve to be relegated.
I don't think they'll do any. I think what they'll do is if they're going to relegate them, they'll just deduct them an insane amount of points they can't come back from, so they finish 20th and go down naturally.
Is that what you?
I think that's what they'll do. Yeah.
Yeah. Football feast, this the Football Feast Extra podcast. Hey, Football feast, Football Feast Extra podcast. Playing soccer, grab your keys. Playing soccer, time to meet. Playing soccer, time to greet. They finna talk a lot, okay? Playing soccer, get the cleats. Playing soccer, let's get it. Playing soccer, let's go. Football podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Football Feast Extra podcast. My name's Andrew. I'm here with Billy and Baron. How did you manage to amuse yourselves this weekend with no football on? What did you get up to?
Don't want to tell the internet, to be honest.
I went to a wedding. Wedding Friday. Yeah, so that was all right. And then, yeah, that was about as wild as my weekend got.
How much of it do you remember?
Not really a lot, to be fair. And I said this to the missus. I was like, because I haven't obviously been drinking really, because obviously I had the new baby come along, so I haven't been drinking since. But then, I thought, right, I'm gonna have a few tonight, at wedding as you do. And I must admit, yesterday morning I woke up and I thought, oh mate, I felt ill. I felt like,
too old for this.
I thought I actually did think to myself, I'm not sure if it all them drinks was worth it because I felt rough all day yesterday until yesterday afternoon, evening. Even this morning, I still felt a bit lethargic. Do you know what I mean? A little bit tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. But I put my Christmas decorations up actually yesterday.
Oh yeah,
that's
bit early.
That's a madness.
But it is controversial. Straight up controversy. Trees up already.
They are. Is it all right?
Yeah, mine aren't going up till December. That's mad. Quite a
few on my Facebook got them up, I must admit. I think I've got to get them out of the loft, so until I get them out of the loft, they don't go up, do they? So
that's Christmas Eve job.
Yeah. Take them down Boxing Day.
Yeah.
So on.
Nah, I normally get them up the first weekend in December.
Yeah, that's it. That's sensible, I think.
But she wants them up as soon as possible, which I don't mind, and whatever. But then, literally, Boxing Day, she does start sort of packing them away slightly. She's like, Christmas is over now. Let's move on. So, all right.
I like to keep them up for the new year.
Boxing Day is the best day of the year.
Yeah, Boxing Day
Boxing Day is the best day of the year, without
Although,
doubt.
a lot of the footballs. I think Arsenal are on Christmas Eve.
No, there's only one game on Christmas Eve now, I think. And I'm pretty sure it's Chelsea someone.
I saw Chelsea was. I thought I looked at it and I thought I saw Arsenal was on Christmas Eve. I could have been wrong though, but I definitely know there is football on Christmas Eve.
Arsenal play.
Arsenal Liverpool is the 23rd.
Oh, yeah. It might be that then. Oh, we probably are on Boxing Day then.
Because there is our game got moved. It was West Ham, and we're playing on the 28th because I've got a ticket for it.
Oh right, okay.
So I can tell you that. I know that one. But yeah, it's the first time there's a game on Christmas Eve in 30 years or something stupid. Which I think there should be a game on Christmas Eve. Mate, I love the idea of it. Have you seen that day of sport as well on the 23rd of December?
Yes, it looks so good.
Oh, mate.
What is it? I haven't seen it.
I've got to try and find it now. There we go. Oh, we've got the darts. That's it. So, right, on the 23rd, Saturday the 23rd of December, you've got the afternoon session of the World Darts Championship. You've got Leeds Ipswich, if you're interested in a bit of Championship football. West Ham United. Fulham, Burnley, Luton, Newcastle, Forest, Bournemouth, Tottenham, Everton, Liverpool, Arsenal. Then you've got the evening session of the darts. And while that goes on, you've got Dubois versus Miller in boxing. Two other lads that I'm not even going to try and pronounce their name. Wilder and Parker, which I think would be quite a decent fight, that.
Yeah.
And I don't know much about this Otto Wolan or whatever his name is. And you've got AJ, obviously.
It's a good night. It's a good day.
It looks like a good day. It looks like a good day. It looks like a good day of sport, so we'll enjoy that.
Yeah. Looking forward. Roll on December. In today's episode, we are going to try and build an England 11. And this is the rules. I'm going to read out the rules. I'm going to put them on screen as well so that the viewers, people that are watching on YouTube, can keep track. So the rules are they cannot be part of Gareth Southgate's current England squad for the Malta North Macedonia games, and they cannot be unavailable or injured. So they have to be available to Southgate. We're going to try and pick a better team than Southgate using none of the players he's picked.
Which, just a spoiler alert, it's impossible.
Yeah, it is. I thought it would be easier when I thought of it, but actually our team's awful.
Well, I got a little bit confused with the rules because at first I started looking at players that had never been capped for England, but then I was going with like players that had like been retired for 10 years. Do you know what I mean? Did you know Steve Bruce, captain of Man United, never got an England call up? I did not know that.
I don't think Steve Bruce is available.
No, but
Southgate to pick now.
But I sort of misunderstood what we were talking about because I went down that route to start. We would have to restart. But
you did restart. We're not going to come out with Gary Neville and.
No.
Okay.
Then I start thinking about players that are like I might have one that's changed nations. I'm not too sure. I couldn't find it. Then I start thinking about players that like switch nations that could have been available, but I didn't go down that route either in the end.
Yeah, the idea is to try and do Southgate's job better than him, which is pretty hard because actually there's not that many players. I thought there would be more. But you said you got some Championship players in there, so I'd be interested to hear who you got.
I've got 2 Championship players in my team, yeah.
Well, we'll start off with probably the easiest position, although I'm quite looking forward to seeing who Billy's got. Let's get ours out of the way first. Baron, who have you got in goal for your England 11?
I went for Dean Henderson. I know he's been in squads before. But he was probably the best one I could think of.
It's just not this squad. It can be in previous squads, just not this one.
But I sort of thought of him.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout. I forgot about Dean Henderson, to be fair.
Well, he's not actually centre playing. He is at. I don't know where he's at now. Is it Sheffield United? No, it ain't Sheffield United. I don't know where he's at, but he's on loan somewhere. But I don't think he actually gets a game from him.
I think it's Crystal Palace. He might be number 2 to Johnson.
Palace.
Yeah,
it is Crystal Palace. You are correct.
Yeah.
Who have you gone with then, Andrew?
I went with Nick Pope. Not in the squad.
He's injured.
Yeah, he's injured though, isn't he? That's why he's not in the squad.
Is he injured?
Just had surgery, yeah.
I didn't know he was injured.
These are your rules.
Yeah. It's very, very hard to work out if players are injured because you try and Google it to see if they're injured, and you get all these articles from like 2 years ago about October and whatever. It's very hard to see if a player's still injured. I thought he just weren't in the squad because I looked at the 3 keepers that are in there, which is Ramsdale, Johnson and Pickford, and I just thought, those 3 would be my 3 keepers, like even if Pope was fit.
Yeah.
So I just assumed he just didn't get picked.
I was wondering, did you go for the Sunderland keeper, Bill?
I did.
What's his name? Patterson, is it?
I went for Anthony Patterson, right?
Did
you know that man has a save percentage of 68.9%, which is pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah, I mean, the other bloke I thought of, but I don't really know much about him, is the one that plays for that Club Rouge. That Joe.
Oh, yeah, Persick.
Persick. I did think of him because he was in the under-20s World Cup team or whatever it was, under-21s, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's
also,
not bad. No.
Anthony Patterson has a penalty save percentage of 40%. Basically, it's a 1 in 1 chance you're going to score.
I mean, to be fair, no one went for the Burnley keeper, did they? Old James Trafford or whatever his name is.
I thought about it. I did think about him.
I forgot about him. I won't lie. It's just when you started talking about the under-21s, it slipped into my head.
Well, 3 different goalkeepers. I've already broke the rules, so that's already a fail for me. Let's see how far we can go to see who the next person to break the rules is. Ben. All right, then. Let's go with Billy's right back then first. See who you got.
Right, so my right back, I went for Rico Lewis.
Is he in the squad? Isn't he in this England squad? Or is that the other? Yeah, he is. He's in the squad.
He's in this squad.
He got called up
on another tab. Yeah, he got called up as a replacement for someone that got pulled out.
John Stones, wasn't it?
It might have been John Stones. It's hard.
Not started well at all.
Well,
okay, then I'll go with my other one, who I've put into centre back. Well, just think of another centre back whilst we're talking.
Yeah.
I'll Wan-Bissaka.
Oh yeah.
You had Wan-Bissaka as the centre back.
No, yeah, I did. Yeah, I told you I cheated a bit, but he's my right back now.
He's also my right back.
Oh, I went with Ben White.
Well,
I think he had a knock in the last game, but I don't think he's actually it was like a precaution.
Well, he's never going to get picked for England.
He's never going to get called up, is he?
Because I actually had Ben White as centre back.
Yeah, I did at one point, and then I changed it.
Yeah, because I couldn't find centre backs, and I thought Ben White straight away. It was like the first person I thought of in my team. Because he probably is the best player in my team that doesn't get in the England squad.
Yeah,
I would say
definitely.
So one of my centre backs is Ben White.
Yep.
Okay.
My other centre back is Ben Mee.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of him actually. That's probably better than a shout than the ones I've gone with. So yeah, fair enough. I've got mine are terrible. I couldn't. This is the position I struggle with. I've got Joe Gomez and James Tarkowski.
I thought, Joe, what? I forgot about Gomez. That's a good shout. I like Gomez. I do like Joe Gomez. James Tarkowski is one of the worst defenders I've ever seen in my life.
I just couldn't think of an English defender that weren't in the squad.
I think he does have a couple of caps for England as well. That's how embarrassing that is.
Yeah. I was thinking about Dan Burn, but obviously injured. So I was just struggling to find anyone for defence.
Who have you got for Bill?
My first one was Ben White.
Yeah.
Right.
At centre back, and then obviously I had Bissaka, but now that's gone. So I'm gonna go with Joe Gomez.
I like the Joe Gomez.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Joe Gomez, Ben White would be a good partnership. I think quick, strong.
Yeah.
Van Bissaka, right back. Yeah, we're
It's
not
not
doing
bad.
a bad side here.
I've seen worse defences.
Yeah. Well, we've not done the left back yet. Baron, who have you got the left back?
Well, this is my championship player, but I do rate him and I do like him, and he plays for Leicester, who are flying, and it's Luke Thomas.
I don't even know who he is.
Good player.
He broke into the Leicester squad, I think 2 years ago when he was like 18 years old. He played really well for Leicester. Then he got a knee injury and he was out for like the whole of last season, but he's back this season. And,
I do like him.
Yeah.
Good player.
Fair enough.
I'll tell you who else you could have had at right back I've just thought of.
Who?
That you probably would never think he is a right back. It's the Newcastle one, Livramento or whatever his name is.
Was he English? I didn't even know he was English.
Baron, I probably think you should wait until people have said their picks, right? My left back is Livramento.
Yeah, well, stop saying stuff.
I thought I was all right there because he's a right back, isn't he? That plays left back as well.
Yeah, he can play both. He can play in both positions.
That's fair enough.
So, yeah.
But the fact that neither of you have said my one is now making me think he's injured. And I haven't realised because I've gone with Mitchell for Palace.
He's in the squad. No, he's injured. He is injured.
Is he injured?
Oh, I don't know. I do like him actually.
I looked into it. I googled it to see if he was injured, and I couldn't find anything conclusive to say he was.
Yeah, the best thing. Well, this is what I done. I just went on the Premier League app, Fantasy Premier League app, and if they popped up with a flag on their head,
that's good.
I counted him as injured. But yeah, he is injured.
Oh well.
Because I went to pick him.
Yeah, I thought you'd pick him because you said you had him as your underrated left back in your podcast last week. So I thought you would have him. All right, so we as a combined 11, we've got an all right team. Individual 11s have gone to shit really, but as a combined 11, we're doing all right. Should we go into midfield then? I'm a bit more confident, I think, about my midfield. Billy, do you want to go first?
So are we just doing our three centre midfielders in one, yeah?
Yeah, let's do a three. Let's do a 3 and 1. Yeah, if we've got the same formation.
So very, very attacking, right? They can play out wide, but I've seen them play centre mid. Okay,
here we go.
So my first one is Elise.
Oh yeah,
Palace.
Yeah, didn't think about him to be fair.
Second one is Eze from Palace.
Yeah, didn't think about him either to be fair.
My third is Morgan Gibbs-White.
Yeah, I like that. I like Morgan Gibbs-White.
Yeah, it's not bad. So my midfield's a little bit left wing, I think, a bit like that. So I went for
left wing.
Yeah, I went for Bellingham because his brother's good, so he's got to be good.
Oh, what, Judd Bellingham?
Yeah, centre midfielder. Because I'll be honest, I'm not too sure. I think he does play a bit up front for Sunderland at the moment, but I have got him as a centre midfielder. Bill will know more about it. I went for Emile Smith-Rowe.
Yeah.
who technically I suppose is actually injured, so I probably can't have him.
Yeah,
But
I looked into him and I didn't put him in for that reason.
And then I went for James Ward-Prowse because everyone keeps going on about James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah, I also went for James Ward-Prowse, but the other two are different. I put Mason Mount in. I know he's been a bit shit recently, but I think considering the other options, I thought I'd chuck Mason Mount in. He's not injured.
I forgot about him.
I don't think he's just coming back.
And
I've also put in Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I put in Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who's sort of been forgotten about. He's still playing for AC Milan out there. I'm doing all right. So I thought it was a bit more balanced.
I'll rate my midfield three better. Just saying.
You'll score more goals, but you also concede a lot.
I was going to say, you've got no holding in there, have you? You've got no holding midfielder or anything, have you?
Gibbs White can do that job if he needs to.
Yeah, okay.
Right, let's go up front then. Let's do these one at a time.
Okay.
I'm going to go with my right wing. I actually don't know what these are quite interchangeable positions because I wasn't actually sure because they a lot of them are they play across the front three for their teams. On my right wing, I've got Raheem Sterling.
Do you know what? I forgot about him, so he's not on my right wing. But I was just about to say I was going to change it to Sterling because he's an obvious choice, isn't he? But he's very unlucky not to make it in the squad.
How he hasn't blows my mind.
Yeah. I actually went for a Hudson-Odoi, but I think he's injured as well, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Because he's in Madrid.
Yeah, I looked into him.
Yeah.
And I didn't go for
And I wanted to make sure he was English as well, so I weren't too sure if he'd swapped allegiance. But he is currently still English.
Still English. Yeah.
But Sterling would be the right midfield.
Yeah, got to be Sterling. Should we go left wing then? Who have you got, Baron?
Well, he does play out there. He's more of a central midfielder, but he does go out there sometimes. I went for Curtis Jones, Liverpool, because I couldn't really think of anyone else. Couldn't really think of anyone else. And he does play, and he's not a bad little player.
He's not bad. Okay, Curtis Jones then for Baron. Billy, who have you got?
This is the one. Captain, star man, whatever, make him the manager if you like. Jack Clark.
Yeah. I knew you'd sneak him in somewhere.
He has to be.
Is he English?
Stick him in. He's English. 10 goals already this season. He's in.
Jack Clark.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I've got someone different. I mean, this is probably not his position. He can play across the front three. I've put Anthony Gordon on the left. He can play there.
He could be Scottish next week.
I thought, do you know what? Before Billy said about him not being in the team last week, I thought he was Scottish.
I see something, Joe, weirdly, I see something pop up on my phone about it, and it was like switch allegiance, and straight away I thought, well, it's got to be Scotland, isn't it, with a name like Anthony Gordon, surely. And
I thought he was Scottish.
One of those Scottish names you can think of. Apart from Ronald McDonald. You don't get more Scottish than Anthony Gordon.
And then it came up on my phone going, like Scotland are going to try and steal him. But then Steve Clark came out this week, was like, no, the media have made that up. So, I mean, why they wouldn't want him? He fucking make their team much better, wouldn't they?
Not bad little team, Scotland. They're qualified, haven't they, for the Euros?
Yeah, but they ain't good enough, are they?
No, they won't. Yeah. So, should we go for our striker then, Baron? Who is your man up front?
I went for Danny Ings. Didn't really know who to go for. I didn't really know who to go for.
That surprises
me. Have you got? I wasn't going to go for Eddie, was I? Slag him off every week.
I went for Eddie. He's better than Danny Ings.
Is he? Is he though? Is he? Is he? What? Because he played for Arsenal and he played for West Ham.
No, because he scored a hat-trick like 2 weeks ago and he actually plays in the Premier League. Danny Ings has had a bang, but Danny Ings on his day is brilliant. But he's just not on his day. Like, he don't play.
Scored like 20 goals. He scored like 20 goals for a Southampton team. Scored 20 goals for a team like Southampton. Got to move.
Yeah, but that was years ago. Was that 2 years ago?
3 years ago?
3 years ago. Yeah.
I don't know.
If he's picking Danny Ings, I'm putting Les Ferdinand in or something like that.
Mate, I just picked a name. I picked a name. I could have gone anywhere. I could have gone Mikel Antonio. Well, I think he's Jamaican. Yeah. So, who do you go for, Bill? Because you seem to.
So right, I had two names, and I said this guy was really unlucky not to get in the team last week, even though he does play for Newcastle. But I stuck Gordon up front. Yeah. But I really wanted to get Dominic Solanke in there.
Yeah, fair.
Because I think he's so underrated, that bloke. He just scores goals. Like, even in the
Yeah, he
shitty old
does.
past Bournemouth team,
Yeah,
he scores.
does score a few, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Well,
I think he goes under the radar a bit, doesn't he? Yeah, he goes under the radar a bit. I mean, I was going to put Eddie in there, but I didn't. I went with Danny Ings because I just didn't really know.
I would have put Solanke in there if I'd have thought of it.
And to be fair, I did do this while I was at soft play earlier with the kids. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be honest, I didn't put a massive thought into it. It was like, I don't know. I was like, this is annoying me.
Well, anyway, it's safe to say that was an absolute mess.
Right, but it was a laugh.
Yeah, it was a laugh.
Yeah.
Our teams are all full, and actually Southgate. No, I'm not going to turn around and say Southgate's doing a good job because he's not. But yeah, he's
not doing a bad job. He's not doing a bad job, though, is he? He's just.
Did you watch that Malta game?
No, it was at a wedding.
Oh, it was one of the worst games of football I've ever watched. It was terrible.
I just refuse because what the hell are England doing playing Malta? I don't care if it's a qualifier.
I said this a little while ago, right?
What is the point?
I said this a little while. I feel like the top 20 teams in the world, right? The top 20 ranked teams in the world should just automatically qualify for the World Cup, and it's just a waste of time playing these qualifiers. Why do England need to play San Marino? Like, we seem to draw San Marino every year.
Why is there rankings then? If they mean jack shit.
Yeah, like, I mean, how many teams qualify for the World Cup? Is it 32 or something? Maybe like, yeah, the top half of them. So what? Fucking 14. The top 14 should just automatically qualify on their ranking points, and then the other 14, they can do their own little group stage because it is pointless. Why are teams like?
You say it's pointless. We only beat them 2-0. Like,
yeah, but I mean, I didn't see the game, so I can't really comment on the game. But I mean. Yeah.
I mean, it was a changed team. Like he did. I know Billy hates it when they rested loads of players because you want to see them gel and get this chemistry together. But he did rest like half the team. Like it wasn't a good team he put out.
Yeah, that worries you, isn't it? That's meant to be the second string. I said this a little while ago. When you got like when Bellingham and like Declan Rice get injured, we've got no central midfield.
Yeah, I agree.
It's all right saying you've got like Foden, you've got this, you've got that. They're not centre midfielders though, are they? They're attacking-minded midfield. Calvin Phillips barely plays, not really match fit.
No, they did play Foden central midfield in that second half. They moved him into the middle, and he was playing as a central midfielder.
Yeah,
which is a bit weird because he said he'd never do it.
It's just I just find. Do you know what? I love our England team. I think we've got great players everywhere. But like playing Trent Alexander as a holding midfielder is not like the answer because people are scared he can't defend properly or he can ping a ball. So he's playing central midfield. You need central midfielders to play central midfielders.
Yeah.
It's all right saying, John Stones can move into the centre. Well, if we put John Stones into central midfield, who's going to play centre back? So I mean, that is one thing that worries me about this England team. You get an injury to like Jude Bellingham or you get an injury to like Declan Rice. And this team falls apart, in my opinion. I know, like, people say, oh, well, what about Harry Kane? And that is true. But if you think of, like, Harry Kane and, like, the sub-strikers we've got to Harry Kane to, like, the sub we've got to Jude Bellingham, you know, we've got no one. Do you know what I mean? There isn't an understudy, really, to him. Like, where... Yeah,
I'm with you on that. I do worry about this.
Loads of wingers, loads of great wingers. We've got wingers everywhere. We've got right backs, unbelievable right backs. Left backs, unbelievable left backs. Even centre back, we've got decent centre backs. Like even in goal, like, do you know what I mean? You've probably got six goalkeepers you can name. Yeah, we just named six off the back of our heads. Do you know what I mean? So, but it does scare me. That central midfield scares me a little bit because I just don't see, you know. On paper, the starting 11 is probably one of the best in the world at the moment for England. But yeah, when like Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice, if they miss out, I think we are in big trouble there. And if they both miss, then you might as well go home because they're in the midfield.
Obviously, Bellingham pulled out of the squad for Malta. Rice started on the bench, so neither of them started in that game, and we looked terrible. We just were moving it so slowly.
What I'm saying.
Malta were having shots. Malta had more shots on goal than England did in that first half. Like Malta were tearing through us.
That's mad.
Like,
that shouldn't
I did want to, touching on your point though, I did want to touch on the France Gibraltar game. That is one that definitely shouldn't have happened. France won that 14-0.
But England should have been beating Malta 14-0.
Yeah, they should have been.
It's pathetic. There's no point, is there? There really is no point. Like Baron said, have the top 20 or whatever automatically qualify for the Euros, and then why not have Gibraltar against fucking North Macedonia and all them teams, Gibraltar in a little group by themselves, and like the top two get through or something like that.
Yeah,
because it's pointless. They're never, ever, ever going to make a Euros or a World Cup. Absolutely never, ever. They're not going to do it. So why?
It is a waste.
You know what?
It's a waste of everyone's time.
Just as a question, like I'm just asking the question here, but you know, like with the FA Cup, where they bring in I mean, you know more than this because I don't follow the pre-third round stuff of the FA Cup. But like before the first round, they have all these like qualifiers, don't they, with like the non-league teams? Yeah. They're never going to win it, right? They're never even going to get past the second round. Is it not the same sort of thing? Like, why put them in it if they're just going to go out?
So what you get from that is you get a shitload of revenue.
Yeah,
if you're a lower league,
it's the money.
What did Gibraltar get out of going to France? When was it? Last night? They got spanked 14-0.
Yeah.
Fuck all.
I mean, I played in a game once.
Get out of going to get into for the imagine they get through to the third round or whatever. They get a big. They're set for a few years at least.
Yeah, you got to think someone like Ramsgate, who are in the second round of the FA Cup, they've already sold out their allocation. Which was 1,400 from Wimbledon. They've got minibuses galore. There's 20 minibuses going. I'll be on one of them, by the way. Hey, going to Wimbledon, and like if they get a draw, that'd probably be even better for them because they'll be able to come another game. It's on TV. They get the TV revenue money, which is like 60 grand. Mate, for Ramsgate, they probably don't make 60 grand in a year. Do you know what I mean? They're grand.
For a country of Gibraltar, they get fuck all going to France.
Yeah, what they get? And I'll be honest, I played in a game where I've lost like 8-0. It ain't fun. I didn't enjoy it. They must not enjoy it. Okay, they get to see Mbappe close up, but it's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? Really.
I'm sure if you ask them, like, look, there'd be a chance you're not going to play the big clubs, so you're not going to get to play Mbappe and that. But there's a chance we're going to stick you in this group with all the other shit nations. There's a chance you might play in the Euros. They'll jump all over that.
Yeah, they've got a better chance of qualifying.
Because there's no point, is there? There's no point.
San Marino haven't won a game in like 100 and something games, have they? They scored their first goal the other day for the first time in like 60 games. There is no point.
Yeah.
And do you know what scares me the most, and this is a bit of a selfish thing, is if one of them puts in a shit challenge or something and breaks someone's leg.
Yeah.
Because they're a hairdresser or a teacher because they don't know how to tackle. And I know people might think, well, that's a stupid thing to say. I've played against some shit people. They don't know how to tackle. They kick your shins. They kick your fucking ankles. They stun on your toes. There is an art to tackling, and some people don't get it.
I do just want to say, Baron, what you just said literally is what I was trying to say last week when we was talking about the quality of teams and players getting injured. When you're playing against lower quality players that maybe don't know how to tackle as well, you can still get injured. That's what I was trying to say last week. Like, literally that. I just couldn't explain it. Okay, so moving on then. So in the news this week, Everton have been deducted 10 points for a breach of financial fair play. I think they went over budget by sort of 20 million, I think was what actually happened. What do you think? Fair punishment or too harsh?
No, you break the rules, get punished. They know the rules. Like, it's not like they didn't know. I know everyone's going to go, what about Chelsea? What about... They're still under investigation, so that's why they haven't had points deducted. Everton have come out, they've said, yep, we've done this. Take the punishment. The others are still denying it, so it's still got to go through the right stages. You can't just go, oh, you've denied it, tough shit. You're being deducted points. Everton have come out, they've said, we've done it. What's the punishment? They've had the punishment, they've got to take it. I mean, how do you go fucking break all your financial fair play and still be that shit? That should be a fucking punishment in itself.
To be fair, I had Talk Sport on earlier. I had to nip out and I had Talk Sport on. And they were talking about this. And a bloke did turn around and say, it's all right saying, because some people have said that, like, they've actually not won anything with what they've done. But someone did say that, like, last year they stayed up by like a couple of points. The year before, they stayed up like 4 points. If they hadn't broken the rules and spent the money, they might have got relegated.
Yeah.
And have you seen that? Like, who was it? Leeds, Leicester, and who else went down? I can't remember who else went down.
Southampton.
I look into sue them.
Yeah.
For 300 million.
Read that they can't. I've read that they can't do it. No, so
because Sheffield United tried to sue West Ham that time about the Tevez and Mascherano deals, didn't they?
Apparently, when you all sign this off for the financial fair play, and these are the rules you've got to stick by. If it's broken, you cannot be sued by any other party apart from the FA. The FA are that's where it stops. Like, you can't go.
What I would like,
which I think is a bit bang out of order, to be honest.
Well, yeah, because they played by the rules, but I mean, they did buy a lot of crap, didn't they, Everton? I mean, when you look back at it, like 45 million on Iwobi sticks to mind.
Yeah.
You know, how much they paid for?
He's not there anymore.
How much they paid for Richarlison? They paid loads for Richarlison.
Gone, not there anymore.
Yeah, they sold him for
not there anymore.
For a fair bit though, didn't they? To Tottenham. 60
yeah, they sold him for 60 million. But I mean, they spent a lot of money on him, and he weren't a very good striker back then. And so, well, I mean, I don't know why Spurs brought him. I'll be honest with you.
But the thing is with the Everton thing, they've waited right until they've hit. This is the best bit of form Everton have been in for about 4 years, and then they've obviously waited, and then they've gone right. Yeah, we did it. Take the points deduction whilst we're on this run, and we'll survive. Like they probably could have admitted it last year, and like you said, would have probably gone down. So they've been very clever with how they've sort of dealt with it. I think.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I would ask is where do they get these points deductions from? Who thought 10 points was a good idea? And why is it only 10? Why is it not like 20? Why is it not 5? Why is it 10? It seems like
why is it not just you're relegated? You broke the rules,
or
illegally tried to get the upper hand.
What I want to know is, and I know you said they're still under investigation, but if this is for one breach and it's 10 points, what on earth does Man City get with 114?
That's what everyone's saying, isn't it? That's why when it first came out, they could actually get relegated a few times.
You know, if they get 10 points deducted for every 114,
there's no way they're in the National League. They won't get found guilty of all 114, though. Say they get one. Will they just get a 10-point deduction as well? I'm surprised they're giving it now. I thought it might have they've given them like next year, and they've not banned them from buying players or anything like that either, have they? I'm surprised by that. I would have thought they'd have put like a ban in.
The only thing that's fucking me up about it is Everton have come out. Like you said, they've admitted it. They've been caught. They've admitted it. They've got the deduction. All everyone can talk about is Chelsea, Man City.
Yeah,
it's still under investigation. Just fucking leave it.
Yeah,
they've admitted.
It's interesting, isn't it? I think it's done now. The Everton thing's done, isn't it? That's the thing. It's done now. There's 10 points. Nothing's going to happen else. But I think everyone's now interested to see what is going to happen to Chelsea. What is going to happen to Man City? Oh, yeah. And I think that's why people are talking 100%. About that more. Because I'm now buzzing. I'm thinking, well, what is going to happen?
Well, I don't know if you've seen it, but I saw an interview on Twitter from a lawyer or an FFP expert. Apparently, he actually worked for Man City at some point in one of the cases. And he was saying, based on what's happened with Everton, Man City and Chelsea could be looking at sort of relegation if found guilty of the charges that they expect to be found guilty of. So that's come from like an expert. Obviously, doesn't mean it's going to happen.
And they should be.
Yeah, they should be. If they're guilty, then definitely, yeah, they should be sent down. And people are saying, "Oh, it's going to ruin English football." I think I saw a comment, right, which I think is completely untrue, but I saw a comment from I think a Chelsea fan saying, "If Man City and Chelsea are relegated from the Premier League, nobody from abroad is going to watch the Premier League because."
That's it's just stupid because Chelsea are a tiny club compared, and Man City are even smaller compared to the globally branded.
Yeah.
Liverpool and Man United are the biggest global brands in the world. Yeah. I thought, I thought they were the two.
But then another because they'll just be replaced. No one's irreplaceable. If Man City and Chelsea get done for this, someone else is going to be a top 14.
Yeah. The only thing I would say is I probably wouldn't relegate them. And do you know why? Because I don't think it's fair on the Championship clubs or the League One clubs because they're obviously probably going to keep a few of their players. Obviously, some of their players will want to leave. But, say Man City get relegated to the Championship, right, just for example, and, even half the team stays and half the team leaves, it's still going to be so much better than everyone else in that league, isn't it?
They just De Bruyne are in the Championship.
That's what I mean. But it happened at Juventus. Buffon stayed, Del Piero stayed, loads of players stayed. Do you know what I mean? And it's not really fair on the Championship clubs, is it? Because they're not going to be. None of them are going to be able to win that league year.
And also, if you're going to relegate someone, what do you do? Do you not? Does the 18th place not get relegated and they stay in the Premier League?
I would bring someone up from the Championship.
That's.
I'd bring an extra team up from Championship because at the end of the day, mate, you finish 18th, 19th, or 20th, you should be relegated. You deserve to be relegated.
This is why I don't think they'll do that.
Down,
if
it goes down, technically the players that 18th would be able to should stay up if it's going to go down.
I see what you're saying. I'd rather promote an extra team.
I would do it the same as you.
I don't think they'll do any. I think what they'll do is if they're going to relegate them, they'll just deduct them an insane amount of points they can't come back from, so they finish 20th. and go down naturally.
Is that what you?
I think that's what they'll do. Yeah, I
See,
think
'cause
they'll
what
60
I would
points
do-
off them or something.
I would fine them a massive amount of money. I know that won't really affect them because they've got loads of money. I would deduct the points from them, and then I would ban them. I'd give them one transfer window, right? So, like, I'd give them the January transfer window, for example. If it got decided now, I'd say, right, sort your affairs out, because after that closes on the 31st of January, you're banned from buying anyone for 5 years, doing any dealings with anyone for 5 years. So make sure your team is sorted for the next 5 years. And if people retire or whatever, you'll have to just bring people up through the youth system or whatever. You will not be allowed to sign a single player. And then that you've broken the rules. You don't break the rules. And that is what I would do. And then they've got one transfer window to either buy a load of young talent and see if it can get through it, and then they'd be done.
I've got a question for you.
That's literally what I'd do.
How many points would you have to deduct Man City for them to actually be relegated from the Premier League?
About 90.
40. 40, I reckon.
40?
No, 50 probably.
They'd stay up
50.
with.
Because they get roughly 90 points a season, don't they? And so you probably need 60, wouldn't you? Probably, realistically, you probably need 60.
Yeah.
I reckon you'll need at least 60 points.
Because the team normally the team normally gets 35 points, don't they? The 18th spot normally is 35 or above in it, really.
Yeah, but this season,
but then you've got to think, if they do get 60 deducted, how many will get sold? And then they've got to try and still get to that 100-point mark.
I mean, would they all stay? Would they go?
Pep said he'd stay, didn't he? He said he'd stay because it's a load of bollocks.
Who?
Pep.
Yes,
he said if they get done,
that might change if they actually get found guilty of it all.
Yeah.
I can't see him staying there.
I think they need to release what City have actually done.
Yeah.
Like they have with Everton. They need to release it. Chelsea, we can all see, they've spent billions of pounds in 2 transfer windows.
Yeah, not claimed anything back.
But the City one, I don't know about you, but I still don't actually know what they have done.
Other than it's 114 violations.
Yeah.
There's
no thing of it. There's nothing's come out of saying what they've actually.
But what surprised me about the Everton thing, it just seemed to come out of nowhere. I didn't realise. I knew they were getting investigated, and then all of a sudden, I was sitting on the sofa, scrolling through my phone, and it popped up on Sky Sports News, and I was like, "Is that now?"
You know what? They was probably going to fight it. They probably looked at this season and think Luton.
Yeah.
If we get deducted 10 points now, we're joint bottom of the league. Only 2 points off safety. We can still stay up. Let's just take the guilt, pay the fine, take the 10.
You're probably not wrong.
If they was bottom and there was a few other teams that actually looked alright, because let's be honest, Sheffield United, Luton, Burnley are fucked, aren't they? They're down.
Yeah.
If it wasn't them three and it was a couple of other teams thinking, they're getting points off them, let's fucking try and ride this out. Let's say we didn't do it for a bit.
And then get it at the start of next season.
Because they've looked at that for, we're not even bottom. We can take
and if they fight it, they might get 15 points or 20 points, might they? Because they might go, you're wasting our time here. Here's another 10. Yeah.
It's like half a prison sentence if you admit it.
Yeah. Well, you get 25. You get 25% off your term if you admit to pleading guilty to things. Don't ask me how I know that.
That's what they've done. They've looked at it and thought, we can stay up here, piece of piss, and they will, I reckon, because them three teams are fucked already.
Yeah,
you're probably right. I didn't even thought of that, but you're probably 100% right. They probably thought 10 points. Is that it? And like you say, is that what they are? Joint bottom? Because I did wonder where they are. They're joint bottom there.
Burnley are on 4. They had 14, so 10 points off. 4. So they're on joint points, 2 or 3 points off relegation.
2 off relegation. That's what I'm saying though. They're in the best form.
And they should beat like the likes of Luton and Sheffield United. So as long as they beat them teams, they'll stay up, wouldn't they?
Didn't Luton already beat them this season?
Yeah, I knew someone would say that, but you know what I mean. They should beat them.
If I was the chairman, because obviously the new chairman is just coming in, or just coming in, he's probably looked at that and just thought, just accept it.
Just take it, yeah.
We'll buy a couple of players in January.
Yeah,
there's not
bad. Gray at?
Get him back from El Etihad or wherever he is.
Right, hopefully that worked out well. The England thing didn't really go to plan, but it was funny. And I'll give it a go, see if you can work it out, and happily send us your teams and see what you can make, if you can make them better. Remember, they basically can't be in the England squad right now and they can't be injured. Thank you for listening. If you've got any questions, anything like that, don't forget to send them over. And this was Baron, Andrew and Billy listening or talking more football nonsense.
Football feast, extra podcast. Playing soccer, grabbing cleats. Playing soccer